Hello, Internet friend. Today on Value Side, when the grand strategy meets your wallet. I'm David Ravel. Well, it's been a month since Liberation Day, the day that President Donald J. Trump announced that we would emerge from the oppression of foreign manufacturing. For years, the president declared that we've been ripped off by the Chinese and others who have moved American jobs to their shores, producing the goods and products that you and I consume daily. Liberation Day is a grand strategy, a big idea, as President George H.W. Bush once said, an all-encompassing reordering of the existing world of commerce. But for most of us, what exactly are the implications of Liberation Day and the myriad of tariffs that will be used to implement it in? Wall Street has become a pretzel attempting to decipher what Liberation Day means. Stock market volatility has been like nothing we've ever seen, down on the announcements of each import tax, up on any tariff relief. Now, the chief measure of market volatility, the VIX index, which measures the volatility of the broadly based Standard & Poor's 500, reached an astronomical 60 just last week after Liberation Day was announced, one of its highest levels ever. U.S. Treasuries were equally volatile, showing their price behavior rarely seen outside a major catastrophe, such as a war or the recent pandemic. All of this up and down, back and forth behavior on the street is due to uncertainty, a term rapidly becoming corporate America's favorite. We do not know and cannot project the implications of the Trump tariffs. For the past month, I've been trying to determine which products I use daily that will be impacted. It's a nearly impossible task. For one thing, most consumer products no longer indicate where they're made. The old Made in America labels are long gone, much less the Made in China or Made in Japan. But even if we could determine where our favorite gadget or essential items were manufactured, we still may find it impossible to decide what vital components go into that product and where those components are produced. Our task becomes a rabbit hole of interlocking raw material supplies, component production, and ultimately assembly. A miasma of supply chain and manufacturing process stretches across different countries and continents. Remember when Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, remarked that the iPhone wasn't really made in China, it was just assembled there. I used to think that he was being obtuse, but he's right. The iPhone is a coordinated international assembly line that crosses borders and jurisdictions. Most recently, it saw its final assembly in the lower tariff country of India. Now, it's been a month since Liberation Day, April 2nd, about the time it takes for the fastest container ships to sail from China to the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach. These will be the first vessels to have tariffs applied to their cargo. Over the next 3 months or so, the rest of the Chinese and other Asian ships will file in, all under the new tariff charges. Now, a vast army of truckers, distribution centers, and warehouses will move your goods from these ports, eventually ending up in your local store shelves. Depending upon how far you are from the West Coast, it may take another month or so before your local store shelves are stocked with the new tariff items. Such is the tremendous complexity of the modern American retail sector. So while we're likely to see the beginning of the tariff shock over the next week or two, it will take 3 or 4 months before the full impact is apparent. It's just the nature of trans-Pacific shipping. While all of this has been high drama, it's been a far removed from you and me. We have been isolated in most regards from the impact of Liberation Day. While it may have impacted our investment accounts, Wall Street gyrations have been epic after all, but our day-to-day lives have seen little change. Store shelves remain fully stocked, and prices remain relatively stable, except for that unexpected case of eggs. Whether that remains the case if tariffs now hit the new imports remains to be seen. But one thing is apparent. The financial challenge that began with President Trump's announcement from the Rose Garden of the White House, then moved to the ports of China and Asia, and was shipped to the United States, has now come to us, the American consumer. The world is watching how we react to any potential shortage or price rise. From the longshoremen in Shanghai and Long Beach to the truckers in Mumbai and Omaha, the leaders in Beijing and Washington, all eyes are now focused on you and me, the ordinary U.S. shopper, the most significant commercial force in the world. How we manage our spending will, in one way or another, set the course of international trade for a generation. If you enjoyed this article, please consider buying me a coffee. Go to buymeacoffee.com/David Revill. That's REAVILL. Buymeacoffee.com/David Revill. Thanks for listening.